Hi, this is Clayton Thomas. I'm the co-founder of Root. I wanted to take a couple minutes just to talk about Zero In and what is Zero In, how does it function, and what are the benefits, and is there any research behind it? So as you can see, Zero In is a combination of adaptogens that are known dopamine agonists that can help increase focus and mental clarity. And the packaging is really cool. So when you look at the ingredient list, you're going to see a couple different things. The vitamin D and caffeine are there to act as synergists to get the other five adaptogens and agonists to kick in. A couple things to note on here. When you look at the top, we recommend that you take one capsule twice a day, usually once in the morning, once in the afternoon. You want to do this on an empty stomach. We found that taking it on an empty stomach allows for better absorption and activation of the ingredients. And I prefer to take 2 capsules at once. I do not recommend that you do that the first time. One capsule will typically provide a boost of dopamine for about 4 to 5 hours, so you get a really good increase in mental clarity and focus, which is what it's designed to do. My body likes 2 at once, and you get a good 10 hours, 10, 12 hours of really smooth mental focus, clarity, brain functioning at a level that is amazing. So when we look at the ingredients, like we touched on, you have the vitamin D and caffeine, but then the blend of tyrosine, theanine, velvet bean extract, which is Mucuna pruriens, which is, as you'll see, very well proven for its function as a dopamine agonist, pine bark extract, and the pure curcuminoids, or 95% pure curcuminoids. And what's really important in this is the design of that formulation, that these are all stacked and they work synergistically together, and that vitamin D and caffeine allows your body to synthesize those ingredients really, really quickly. You'll typically find that on an empty stomach that you will see changes or notice that the dopamine's kicking in about 10 to 15 minutes, sometimes up to 30 minutes, but most of the time we've heard that 10 to 15 minutes you start to get the effects of things kicking in. And we're going to share one other thing here real quick. Hopefully we can see this. So this is looking at the ingredients, because everything that we do at Root is based on science and a lot of biochemistry. So we'll look at the different ingredients and the profile. So you can see vitamin D and caffeine, some of the published literature on benefits for the areas that we're focused on. We know caffeine is a stimulant and it can help mental alertness. We're using it primarily to make the other ingredients work better. You can see some additional information on caffeine up top. Tyrosine, it's an amino acid that's working in nootriment, which is working as a nootropic. Curcumin, the pure curcuminoids. It's natural anti-inflammatory, but also is a really good adaptogen. And you can see some of the neuroprotective properties. The theanine, you can see some other literature on the theanine, that it can help promote the relaxation without being sedated. So it calms your sympathetic response, and while the other components can increase focus. Mucuna pruriens is one that's very well studied for its ability to increase dopamine levels. As you can see, 15% L-DOPA. the immediate precursor for dopamine. So when this is combined with some of those other ones, you can get the body producing more dopamine really quickly, and you can see the reduction in stress and quality in men, which is always fun. But what's really important when this, and we look at the last one for pine bark extract, which you see a lot for sexual function in men as well, because these are adaptogens. They'll work in different areas. But for the improvement in mental focus and clarity, the product will work differently in men and women. And if you do searches on dopamine and how dopamine affects men and how dopamine affects women, it works differently. You can see some of the improvements in sexual function in men for pine bark extract and mucuna pruriens. But in just from dopamine, women will typically find a really relaxed, smooth improvement in focus and clarity, and they'll feel much more calm. Where men, what we're finding, have an increase in focus, clarity, and we kind of get a little amped up and might want to try to take over the world because our brains are working better. So important to understand, you have really, really well proven, scientifically proven ingredients that are stacked together to get results. And if you've tried Zero In, you know it gets results. If you haven't tried it yet, I strongly encourage you to. My kids love it, and almost every person that we've had try this absolutely loves it. I've had 2 people tell me they didn't like it. One of them is my wife. She says it's too strong because her brain functions phenomenally. The other one was an individual who took 2 the first time, and it was way too much dopamine for them. And you can look at research, and you can Google search too much dopamine and what it can cause. You can get a little wiry for a couple hours. So this is your brief overview of Zero In, and I hope you try it. We're excited for feedback, and enjoy. Thank you.